you guys been up to? Have you guys gotten us a little step closer to, towards your dreams? If so, what have you guys done? Yeah, real questions. Real questions need some real answers. So, through bad experiences, through tough, life challenges, through it all to make you so down to the point where you feel like there's no other way than actually succeeding in actual happiness is it's one of the most hurtful things of all time. And what I mean by that is a person, for example, a person going through so much in their life and having to grow up in a fast environment where it's to where they had to grow up fast. A lot of bad stuff happening to them when they were young. It just feels like nothing is ever good. Nothing is ever fine. Nothing can be, changed about it. The person feels like, well, if it's this way, and it continues being this way, then might as well just turn to the dark path, turn to the dark side. Star Wars. Let me be serious, but turning to the dark path, what I mean is, just not caring anymore, just feeding into that darkness, feeding into that dimness rather than the light, and going down a dark path that you can't return from. That it can mean a lot of things, getting lost in alcohol, getting lost in drugs, getting into fights, getting into crimes, doing stuff that are illegal, being disrespectful. I can go on and on and on. Joining gangs. I don't know, anything that goes down that dark path and that dark route, because a good person gets hurt so much to where they feel like, the bad is it's the only thing that could continue happening. Very, very sad. It's very, very, overwhelming. It's a lot. If you ever feel like that, to that point, the only thing that I can say is, to keep on fighting and to push through. There are better days at the end of the tunnel. The light is still there. You can be saved in each and every way. Yeah, I've had my experiences with, with situations within my life and my childhood, be thinking, my life is going to be like this forever. Always try to look on the bright side, lean towards that positive mindset, because it always made me feel good. Rather than this negative mindset. It's cliche. It's cliche to say to be good. It's the right thing to do. Don't feel like you have to limit yourself to low standards because of situations in life. You're so much more. You're so above anything that could have brought you down. If you guys reason with that, if you guys relate to that in any certain type of way, I'm rooting for you. I'm here for you, and in the most way that I can be, just fight through and have faith. Having Jesus in your life is a very strong outlook. It's something really important, in life, to have God there and to keep him in your hearts at all times. If the darkness is dimming loud and it feels like it's getting heavy, that's really the devil. That's the devil trying to take control of you, trying to bring you to his side, and he knows you're one of the strongest, so he attacks you the most. It's powerful. God is powerful. It may not be loud sometimes when he calls for you, but he's always there. He's always watching, always making sure you're okay, and he wants you to be with him, and through that you gotta dedicate yourself to him. Yeah, even just praying a little bit or just having a normal conversation. There's no certain way of doing it. I'm just a person that's really talking in reflection, but this situation kind of came up and it's made me think, and it's not necessarily about me, but it's people that I care about in my life that I feel I can use this advice. Yeah, just keep God in your life. Keep God. He's very important to you. All of us. Not just to you, not just to me. He's important to all of us, and we all have our personal relationship with him. There's no questioning that you feel better after you talk with him. Everything that's been done is because of him. And yeah, if you guys are really going through it, just type in my chat, whatever. Like I just want to help out if I can in any way possible. It's really important to me because being in that situation, being in that mindset, it's not safe to be alone and isolated, and it's super important to have that person there in support of you, and especially a person that understands.